Hello and welcome everybody to the Immaterial podcast, episode 156. I had to look over there because I forgot the number again.
You had literally just wrote it down.
Shh, numbers don't work.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know.
so obviously, my name's kind of hard to read because it's dark purple and it's up against my chest there, but it'll work. So I'm Terry,
And
and that
I'm
guy
Ryan.
over there is Ryan.
Yeah, who had that weird thing that he had to do again after quite a few weeks of not having to do it, and that's hosting an episode last week.
Yeah. And not only that, but what did you have to do the other day? Saturday
Oh yeah,
night?
yeah. Host a 12-hour marathon stream of Aram.
Because the difference between this week
We
and last week's podcast is.
we've hit 50 followers plus and are now affiliates with Twitch. Yay!
Woo! So,
Fun times.
yeah. So that's some big news. We
So
finally got to the
just before
affiliate.
Yeah, just before we continue, by the way, I've been really trying to keep with uh updating people on follows and stuff like that. I forgot to shout out a follow. Decalic, this podcast is it's got your name in it. Don't worry about it. You followed, so we said hi,
Hi, Decalic. And
and
then,
everything else is up to date.
yeah, the Pixie Mama is just Sapphire's mom,
Yep,
I'm
and
assuming.
we said hi.
Yeah. So,
It was
well,
oh god,
alright.
that stream, I'm telling you, ay.
I thought you were going to lose your mind.
I know I did. Just as there's like quite like there's some stats that you could have on that. There was you know, we played I think 36 games.
36
We
games.
ended up winning 8 of them. So you know, oops.
Oh well.
Other stats. We reported someone twice.
The same someone or
We had
two different people?
two
I was about to
different
say.
people, which out of all the games, and usually with League of Legends toxicity, it was quite tame.
Yeah, but it might have been the hours that you played. You're on the European
Yeah,
servers playing at night, so the only people that are playing are you get the occasional real like hard hard time players, but I think most of the people that play at
mm,
that time of night are just stoned and night owls.
yeah, insomniacs. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm still over here. I'm just speaking. Kind of following me just to
it's
make sure. There
trying
we
to
go.
it's trying to.
Just grabbing the drink. Um, but yeah.
Well, seeing as
Um,
we started with that, you might as well go through with what you've played this week, because
so yeah, yeah. I played enough WoW to tranquilize a small horse.
lol.
Wow, no, lol. Played enough LOL to tranquilize a small horse. But there was also another game that I need to find my GOG just to make sure that I can say it correctly. Where is my GOG Galaxy?
Your
Began
GOG
with D.
Galaxy.
Disjunction
Disjunction.
is the name of the game. Um, very pixel art, like 8-bit demake of like a stealth action game.
Like, is
The
that stealth action as in sort of like Metal Gear Solid? Or.
In a sense, yeah. So so compared to your normal stealth games, where generally if you got caught, things would go really bad, or you'd have instant fails and stuff like that. Yeah, it does fit more on the Metal Gear Solid style of things, where um, you can choose to be stealthy, but you also have what's needed to to fight your way out of it should shit hit the fan, which it can do in this game. Um, Interesting-ish story at this. You're following three characters, of which I've found two. One is a former detective and a private eye who is trying to help a client discover why someone's being framed for murder.
Okay.
So you're sort of having to sneak around and do all that. The other, you seem to be a sort of like a bionic man. He's like got a metal jaw and a metal arm, who's just trying to find purpose with his life since his daughter died, and his helpful barman tells him that maybe his daughter didn't die in anything other than suspicious circumstances. So why don't you go find out? And then the other is a female hacker or something along the lines. I haven't got to her yet because I've only played a little bit of it. But yeah, sort of top down view stealth game, usual business. Wow, words. Yeah, I was never great during the 12 hours either. Um, Cones of vision and like different little tricks that you can to operate stealthily, and it advertises itself as you can go full stealth if you want, or you can go full action if you want, or you can go one or the other. And it does have like an interesting thing of you get upgrade kits that you can find in levels,
Okay. What do the
and
upgrade kits do?
they allow you to upgrade the skills based on each person.
Okay, so you
Your
character skills. Okay.
Yeah, so they get little upgrades like that, and in addition, completing objectives in the game grant you XP, which you can then use to activate talents, so you can build your particular play style. Whereas, like when I say upgrades, well, upgrade the skills that you have already. But what's interesting about them is that you can purchase a skill, and you can turn them on and off depending on the level that's coming up, depending on how you feel or how you want to upgrade or build your character for each particular level. So turning the upgrade off grants you that upgrade point back that you can just spend in another skill.
Okay.
Turning off the talents grants you the XP again in full, so you can just turn them all off. It's like nothing is a permanent upgrade. You can just mix and match as the situation deems fit, as long as you've got the points and the upgrades for it.
Okay.
And then it's just got your other little stuff like sneak attacks and the ability to distract enemies and different types of enemies with different healths, so you can't just constantly sneak attack a big giant thug in the back because you'll just punch him in the back of the head and he'll go, "Ah, what's that about?" and then kick the shit out of you. So, but
S-
yeah, it's all right. People's critically, it's the word would be mixed, but it's all right. Don't know.
All right.
Might play a little bit more of it at some point.
Is that all you've played?
Um, Other than that, the 12 hours of lol
Yeah, that took
and
quite a bit of your
pride.
time.
Yeah, pride to play more World of Warcraft and get some dailies out of the way, but there've been some really bad server issues. Um, and given what we'll be discussing later on in the news, it might be a bit iffy for a while to come yet. So, but yeah, that's what I've played.
You did play some other stuff. You streamed some other stuff, anyways.
Did I? What else did I stream?
You did
I
your
did. I did.
typical
I
Friday
did. I did my usual. Well, we
or
played more
Saturday stream.
Worms.
Oh yeah,
And
you did the
Saturday, oh yeah, more. Yeah, oh, well, yeah. Actually, you're right. Guessed on based on what streamed more Moonlighter, streamed more Worms, streamed more Mega 10.
Moonlighter. That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah, which still getting there. Onto the third dungeon now. Still getting my ass kicked, which is fun. But I've not been losing lives, so that game's going to be streamed for a while yet. Um, Played more Mass Effect for role playing, not in my games as well. Still just trying to get to the end of Mass Effect 1 because that'll then end up in a streaming cycle somewhere. A lot of it is just spinning the wheels until League of Legends Ruined King comes out, which I'm still on the idea that once the current event for League of Legends is finished, it may end up with the release of that game. As a guess, that I'm just absolutely pulling that out my backside. But yeah, that's everything I've played so far, other than
All
just
right.
lying in bed and playing more Hyrule Warriors, which I discussed with Stefan last week.
Yeah. You guys also spoke about the Steam Deck last week, right?
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make
What's
sure.
your opinion on that, by the way? Just
I actually don't know anything about it. I just noticed that it's in the news a lot. I haven't actually read anything into it, so maybe we'll hit up on that again a little bit. You
yeah.
can give me a bit of information in a bit.
Uh, yeah, maybe a little longer. And
And
then if we need some optimism or something like that.
Stefan says you're a liar, by the way.
Stefan says I always lie. He's
Yeah.
not managed to prove it once yet.
Yep. So I guess we'll hit up what I've played this week, which
Yeah.
is not a lot. Um,
Oh, cool. What are you doing? Not a lot.
and not a lot. You don't do much. I was pretty
Yeah.
busy this last weekend, but I did manage to get a stream in of X4, where I
Yeah.
managed to. My goal right now is to earn some money because that's pretty much all I can do.
Hmm.
I have a very weak ship, so I can't really go around fighting. It's kind of risky, and apparently you lie and cheat, or I lie and cheat. I'm not sure. He just says he.
Apparently, I lie and cheat. I also no, I don't steal.
But so yeah, in X4 I just well, for most of it you could watch the stream, but basically what I did is I just tried to earn some money. Some of it's kind of boring, some of it's flying around. It's yeah,
Yeah, just
I
as you
think
do.
I quadrupled my money though, which
Oh yeah.
is not bad. I went from 150k to like 500k, and I think I bought a ship actually at one point during that stream. Um, I definitely have a ship, an extra ship. It's a mining ship. I just don't know necessarily how to get it to properly auto mine. I can tell it to go mine, then it tells me that it's done mining, and then I can tell it to go to a place to sell the stuff. But I want it to do it automatically so I don't have to keep going back to it. Well, not going back to it, but going into the map, finding it on the map while it's just hovering or floating in space where it could get easily attacked because it has no guns. Um, yeah,
Mm.
it's I gotta get I gotta remember how to do that. So that's my job for this week is to get it automatically mining because it earns me 20,000 credits a a load, which is not a lot, but it's
Load.
if I can, I said load, but yeah, if I can get it to do it automatically, it's passive income. So,
Yeah.
and I think it's already paid for almost its full self now. It's probably done about 8 loads at 20k a pop.
It's
That's
160,000.
okay. So it hasn't paid for itself yet. It was $400,000, but
Oh yeah. You're still gonna need to do another 22 loads for that.
16 loads or so. Yeah.
16 loads. 16 loads. Yeah.
That was pretty good on fly math. But yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what I played there. The reason I missed last week's stream is because some people in the nearby town wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yes.
So
Oh, so who? So was it so? So who was DMing it then?
uh,
Was it
it's
was it the was it one of your guests?
yes, he's
Okay.
DMing it, and we managed to create our characters. And seeing as two of us have never played, it took a lot longer to create characters than before. Um, but they're coming back today, and we're going to play some more. It looks like it might
Huh?
be a regular Monday thing. I told them to come a little bit later this time, so that I could actually do the stream.
Yeah.
So they'll be coming here in about half an hour or so.
So mm, as a brief, what's your campaign that you've got
Um, we're
in
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 a
regards to what you were adventuring?
we're in a world where there's portals that have exploded. There was portals to all over, like pretty much to every place you could go in the world,
Okay.
and some sort of power blew up these portals, and the cities that they were attached to took some massive damage. And we're now exploring the ruins of one of the main cities in this
Hmm.
distant world. It's not even the same world. It was a portal that to a totally different world that a mage had found.
All right. This is starting to sound very like Dungeons and Dragons mixed with Stargate.
Yeah. Um,
I like the
and
idea of that.
and basically there's a lot of elementals in this world, and
Hmm.
when you kill them they drop elemental stones, and they're very valuable. I don't know if they have any use yet. We haven't really delved into that yet. So
So you sort of got them, but you're sort of unsure
yeah,
what the
we're starting to
importance
collect
of them
some
are.
stones, and my character is a dwarf cleric. He's a tanking cleric,
Okay.
um, and yet I've almost died already. I'm when we
Um.
left off, I was at half health. I got hit once, so yeah, it was a friendly fire hit if I'm not mistaken, and it hurt.
Oh, good. Oh, right. Okay. Who in your party is trying to kill you immediately?
Well, we have a rogue that's making all of us want to kill him, and yeah, one of our people keep ripping the rogue off because the rogue's trying to rip all of us off. So she's managed to at least screw him over a few times, giving him copper when he thought he was getting silver and stuff like that. Um, but
A classic.
yeah, the rogue's being an asshole. He's trying to steal all the loot for himself and take money from all of us. He charged us entry to a town that doesn't have an entry fee.
Uh,
Yeah, he was standing at the gate and saying, "Oh yeah, there's a rebuilding fee to enter," and unfortunately, most of us rolled to a point where we had to pay him.
oh.
um, but the good thing is, all of my rolls during character creation were very high rolls, so I have pretty high
Hmm,
stats. The only
good.
downside is once I started playing, all of my rolls were shit.
Oh,
So I've pretty much lost every roll that I've played since I started, like since we started moving around. I don't want to delve too much into it because we only really finished a little bit. We got up to we killed a couple of enemies and now we're at a tavern. Took quite a few of our hours last week just to create the characters and figure out how to create
hmm.
characters, and he had to
Ah,
explain the
but
basics of the characters and how our abilities work and stuff like that.
yeah. But at least, see, you went through character creation and you've had what I think. Well, recently with what I sort of been watching, I do watch like D&D campaigns and stuff like that on the fly every now and again. And someone who was following well, one of the Loading Ready Run streams for their show Dice Friends, which is sort of tabletop campaigns. They were playing a session of Vampire the Masquerade,
Okay.
and the storyteller, what they call the dungeon master in that, a voice actor by the name of Jacob Burgess, he's very keen on what he calls a session zero approach. So that's, you get people into the thing, you go through character creation with them at that time, you set out basic rules and sort of world building that everyone is comfortable with, especially with something like Vampire the Masquerade, where it's all like dark, seedy underbelly sort of stuff, and can have a lot of violence and sex and stuff like that. He has this thing called or he talks about using what other people have called lines and veils. So it was like lines are sort of like things that you do not have in the campaign whatsoever because you're uncomfortable with it. You don't want it affecting your gameplay. And a veil is something where, as you can, while you um, while you may be slightly uncomfortable with it, you're happy to have it as content in the campaign. But just if it gets to that sort of thing, the veil, you sort of fade to black. You're just like, all right. So I do have a veil of like violence and stuff like that. Maybe I don't like people's teeth getting pulled out. So in this case, it's like, oh, the bad guy character walks up and he looks to pull a tooth out, and then you'll fade to black, and then you'll just like carry on after that sort of idea. So that's a bit of a tangent on saying what you basically did was a session zero.
Who is Solo again? He's
That's
talking on.
D.
Okay, it is D. Okay, I
Yeah,
couldn't.
yeah, D.
I didn't remember what his Discord name was, or his
Yeah,
Twitch name was, not Discord name.
yeah,
Hi,
because
Danny.
Discord is.
Sorry.
Hi, friendo.
He
So
hasn't used Solo in so long that I totally forgot that that was him. I was like, is that one of our older friends? Like,
yeah.
it's been so long since I've
Wow,
seen him.
wow, someone's come and found us.
Well,
I
no,
just wanted to say hi.
I knew Solo was one of the people that we used to play with.
Yeah,
but I just
Yeah,
couldn't.
it says it's someone that you still currently play with.
It's just Danny hasn't used solo in so long that I had forgotten that it was him or her. So
Steph's just saying that you're evil.
yeah, well, I'm always evil.
That's come from Steph, mind, and you know.
Yeah, now two Hell's Knight solo. Yep.
Yeah,
I just
there we go.
I forgot about the whole solo thing. Sorry about that, D. All right.
Oh no. So
So
yeah, so you're gonna probably have a bit of a longer session tonight then, or at least a more
we'll
campaign-based
yeah we'll
session.
we'll play more this time because it won't be all character creating.
Yeah.
What else did I play? Oh, I played some TFT. The new TFT is out.
Oh yeah, it's
The new season.
Dawn of Heroes, is it now?
Yeah.
Or
So
something like that.
there's no more of the shadow items,
You get is it
but
radiant items
yeah,
instead
you
now?
get a radiant item after so many rounds, and there's quite a few. I thought there was only going to be 3 different radiant items, but there's quite a few,
Mm,
and it seems like it gives you a random selection of 5 each time,
mm.
and
I
not
know
really gonna
Martin had also.
not really gonna go too much into it because I don't know that much about it. I've only played 2 games,
Ah,
but
but
um,
you'll have experienced the catch-up mechanic that Martin's told me about once you go below 40 health in a main game.
yeah, you get a helping item,
Mm,
and it's often quite a bit of gold and maybe a rebuild of your items or something like that, or
mm.
it gives you some stuff at a certain point. But the blessed items are kind of nice. Um, the two that I remember, or the two that really stuck out to me, was there was what was it called? The Warmongs gives you regen, 1800 health plus 1% of your health regen, which is
Like the old Warmocks.
yeah, which is kind of nice. Like if you put that on a tank that doesn't have any way of healing, at least now he has a
Mm,
way of getting some health back.
yeah.
And the other item was I can't remember what it was called. The one that gives you armor and magic resist per how many people are targeting you.
Gargoyle Stoneplate.
Yeah. So there's a blessed item, a blessed version of that that gives you increased amount of armor and uh, magic resist, but it gives you a 2% health regen. So
Hmm.
it's pretty good. Uh, so sorry, the TV just got loud behind me all of a sudden. So yeah, there's the catch up mechanic now in it, and then there's that the blessed items. So it's kind of nice. It's a little different. There's a few new characters. The Forgotten obviously had to get changed because there's no more shadow items, whereas Forgottens used to stack 3. Was it? They needed 3 shadow items to get all of their bonuses
Yeah,
from their thing.
yeah, it was something like that. But it was basically. Yeah, no, you're right. I think.
Yeah. So basically
Yeah, there's
now,
basically X number of shadow items.
yeah, it was either 3 or 5. I think it was 3 to be honest. Um, but now Forgotten they get a benefit after how many rounds they've won. So I think
Hmm.
it goes by how many rounds they're in the field when they win. I don't think it's like a set. So like if you add a Forgotten unit, I think they get a every time they get a victory, they get a bonus if they're in the field.
Right. So,
If you get a brand new
right.
unit, he has no bonuses, I think. Don't hold me to
So
that.
that would basically rebuild what in the last set was Warlord.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
it's
yeah,
kind of
so
like
it's like
Warlord.
every time something of that um class won, they got a bonus in the next ones.
It's the same as the Emperor. I don't think the Emperor had that.
No, Emperor was Azia's special one that gave him the 2 sand soldiers, but he
Yeah.
was a warlord, which meant that he gained the bonus attack damage and
Well, either way, like I said,
health
I've
based
only
on
played
how many victories.
I've only played 2 games, so don't hold me to much of that. I don't know that much about it yet.
Mm,
So next week I'll probably talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, he's just. Oh yeah, it is Warlord. He was just
yeah,
confused. All right. So I don't know if you got the message that I sent you on Discord, Ryan.
I did. So
Okay.
I guess I will. I prepared everything into this because, oh boy, this is going to be a biggie. I mean,
S-
Steph had also put some news in, and I think that might be a palate cleanser to finish off
Well,
the stream.
I got one little thing to talk about as well that I never put into
Yep.
the news, so we'll throw that in just before you throw in Stefan's. But let's do
Okay.
the whole little quick transition of
Oh,
now we're going on to
oh,
the news.
news
What's in the
time.
gaming news? And we
Oh
sort of
well,
touched on it earlier.
yeah. So there's like this little known company called Blizzard. Yeah,
I've heard of
and
them,
yeah,
here and there.
and they're part of a like a sort of a bit. Sorry, we're just looking at the Discord, and one of our server users, Jake, has got a terminal issue with his Windows. Blue
I
screen of death into startup repair into reset this PC into loop.
I didn't see that. Where was that?
He's not got a. It's in the general chat.
Oh,
He's
okay.
not got an EVGA. He's not got a 2 grand graphics card, as he and tried playing New World,
No,
and it just
I think he got a 970 like me.
uh
Um, so I don't know if it's
well
graphics based or not.
Stefan there, absolute personification of camaraderie and and caring nature. See now, I see Steph's ha ha ha, and then I see you go oh dear, and it really makes me sound like you're basically the old Willy Wonka. Oh
Oh,
no,
yeah.
oh dear, oh that's a shame. Well, anyway, Jake, you're on the podcast, so that's something for you.
There you go, Jake.
So yeah, Wednesday, the timelines again, because we'll just have to get into this, of the absolute clusterfuck of damage control and PR spin that's being attempted on Activision Blizzard's part. So, Tuesday evening in America, it was Wednesday morning over here in Blighty. The state of California, particularly the Department of Fair Housing and Employment, uh, have have set up legal action against Blizzard in regards to pay, assignment, promotion, termination, constructive discharge, sex discrimination, along with frat boy cultures and quite a lot of other
Sex
stuff.
discrimination?
Yeah, sex discrimination generally, as part of the factual allegations on the legal document that I've got here, you can find it online because all American legal documents are public domain, so you can always see them. Basically, just to sum it up, the Department of Fair Housing and Employment had investigated Activision Blizzard in their offices for 2 years, have not been happy with what they've saw, and have decided to sue.
Wow.
Some of yeah. So basically, it comes down to a lot to women having to. Uh, oh God, Jake. Right. Anyway, there's a lot of allegations in regards to female employees not getting paid as much of their male counterparts for exactly the same job or even more. Women or female employees being turned down for male employees for promotions, even though the female employees have been there for longer and have done a better job than the male employees.
Yeah, well, there'll be a
Uh,
distraction. Sorry,
oh,
I
don't.
had to. I had to. Uh,
Mm.
uh,
Um, there's just
no,
let's
that's
see,
not
is
what I
it?
truly believe. I was just
Okay.
going along with the joke. I was just making a joke over it, which is not funny, but
No, no, but I know where you go, where you're going. So yeah, um, discriminatory practices, women offered lower compensation, less lucrative job assignments, pay disparity, as we said. Women weren't getting opportunities for stock and shares in the company, so they couldn't, well,
Why?
they were getting less opportunities for it because they're women.
Yeah.
According
It's
to
fucking stupid.
in this capitalism, yeah. Um, yeah, they promote an example of a woman who was just into the lower levels of the job for Blizzard and was actually doing roles that would be done for a higher level. And then when she asked for a promotion, they went, "There's no need for that." Right? Okay. Just as a thing, I am turning off notifications on Discord
Oh,
because
it's you actually hear them.
that's just
I
yeah,
don't hear
that's
them.
all I'm hearing at the moment while trying to speak. So
I don't hear them.
so message. Let's just turn
I
that
think it's because I
off.
have that open. Actually, I don't think I ever hear
You've
Discord.
got OBS open, so it sets up streamer mode,
Oh, yes, that's
which
why.
automatically mutes all notifications.
Which is why I never notice any notifications on Discord. Because
Mm.
it's I almost always leave the OBS open all the time.
Yeah, so what else is there? Oh yeah, there's a nice little example here. Other female employees at Blizzard Entertainment were assigned to lower level roles, denied equal pay, or further delayed and passed over promotions in favor of male counterparts. One newly promoted male supervisor delegated his responsibilities to his now female subordinates in favor of playing Call of Duty. So he'd tell everyone to do the work while he was just playing COD
That's
with
fucked
his
up.
mates. Um, Blizzard take a dim view on, or Activision Blizzard take a dim view on females and wanting to have children and pregnancies. So wanting to know the reasons why they would be getting pregnant, like it's to do with you.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Uh,
That
and up to the point that maternity leave was like either cut short or childcare was messed up, or to the point that um, women were getting kicked out of lactation rooms so that the big bros could go and have a meeting in there. And now this is probably one of the bigger allegations. Where is it? It's down. It's at the top because it's such a big reason for it. And trigger warnings here for, well, for everything, for abuse. But where is the particular ones? Oh yeah, um, defendants. Oh yeah, women were subjected to cube crawls in which males employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office, and often engage in inappropriate behavior towards female employees. Male employees proudly come into work hungover, play video games for long periods of time during work, while delegating their responsibilities to female employees, engage in banter about their sexual encounters, talk openly about female bodies, and joke about rape.
yeah, that's not right.
And then, if you thought that was bad, where is it? Come on, it was here. Yeah, here we are. Point 6, right at the top. A particularly tragic example, a female employee committed suicide during a business trip with a male supervisor who had brought butt plugs and lubricant with him on the trip. Defendants continually condone the quid pro quo and hostile work environment. Turns out that said employee was also subject to sexual harassment in the workplace, particularly, and this one's actually appeared with another company, and this is probably my main point coming down to this later on. They were sharing photos of her vagina around the office like it was a sexual conquest.
Well,
No,
I in some respects, that's on her,
I,
but because she was willing to at least give him the
well, we
picture,
don't.
but
Well,
I guess it depends on how he got it too, but like If
Yeah, that's the thing because it's not fully described as to how that's happened. But
yeah,
let's
like
just say it could have ended up being,
it's still
what do they call it? Revenge porn, I think is
yeah,
the name of it.
yeah, it's still not
And
right.
again, in a supposedly professional office where you're supposed to be working in stuff like that.
Yeah, Blizzard, Activision, whatever you want to call them, has gotten big enough now that they're not just a group of friends making a game. They're a company
Yeah.
making lots of money.
Mhm.
Um, they should treat it like a professional environment where they're going in to
Yeah.
do their coding and stuff like that. They shouldn't be dicking around like that. Literally dicking
Yeah.
around like
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah. And the thing is on this as well, in terms of like a lot of the games industry and big figures on this, they're not surprised. In fact, they're more surprised that regular gamers like you and me are surprised that that's happening. I'd be on the idea. I guess the surprise that I'd have. I mean, that particular quote came from Alana Pierce because she was discussing about how that's happened with her um, in companies that she's worked with. That same sex discrimination has gone on there, and we can't
Yeah.
talk about it.
Okay.
We are a gaming and if you gaming website of which we have one female, two females,
Well, look at this.
three females.
Me, like, I can speak for me. I'm a
Mm,
heterosexual man.
yeah.
Yeah, I think about women and stuff like that. And if a friend of mine or something, a girlfriend of mine or something, sent me pictures like that, and they're in my phone, she respected me to send me those pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
If I start going around and showing those pictures to all of my coworkers, especially if she's a coworker,
Mm,
that's to the employee to say, first off, give a warning of some sort saying that's not acceptable at the workplace. To go
yeah.
home with your friends and do that is a totally different story. I can't control you in your home.
Mm,
But if those people from home are workers, co-workers, and they start to bring it up at workplace, we're going to have problems.
yeah.
And set the point. You cannot do that at the workplace or have it involved at the workplace. This is a
Mm,
professional position, professional place, and we need to keep it that way. If
yeah.
employees feel like they're being assaulted or harassed or any of that, it's going to come down to you getting fired or whoever's doing
Yeah.
the harassing.
And there's the other thing. There's supposed to be safeguarding in place to
Yes.
prevent that sort of stuff from happening, which is also what Blizzard didn't do.
Yeah, and there's the problem.
It's just sort of la 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 la. Can't hear you. Nothing to do with me. And like I say, where I'm surprised in this, well, I'm surprised as to the level of what was happening in there. But the fact that Games Company is full of rampaging hormones and idiocy
That part
isn't
doesn't
new.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
But like I said,
right.
there
Last
needs
year,
to be
Ubisoft, 2 years ago, Riot, which just to bring it into this perspective of how long Blizzard have been doing it, Riot was formed from ex-Blizzard employees.
yeah, like I understand it. Like guys will be guys. I'm sorry to say it. Like I hate to say it in that way especially, but guys will be guys. If we see boobies, we go, "Oh, boobies." Like
Yeah,
it's who we are. But when you're at the workplace, you need to be in a professional manner.
yeah,
That's that. Especially if it has to do with somebody that's at your workplace.
yeah. It's amazing how just a simple fucking line that shouldn't be crossed is so hard to actually do, or it's so hard to actually be understood by the people in charge of these fucking companies,
Yeah,
man.
they obviously are not management material. Like
Mm,
it's just I don't even have words. Like
mm,
it's fucked up.
yeah, it's just mad. I mean, if when you can sit there and see what happened with the other two companies we mentioned, and Blizzard just comes up and says, "Hold my Thunder Fury." That was supposed to be a WoW joke. It's. It's just it's just bad. And hi, hi, laptop. Oh, hold on. Why can I not hear you? What's happened? What have I
Oh,
done?
yeah. So I should probably hold my key in while I'm talking.
Oh right, oh right, okay.
I
Right, I thought it
yeah.
was me.
No, you're going deaf. Yeah, if you
Okay.
look at general chat, what I said to Jake stuff, that's what that is.
Ah, got you,
It's
got you.
my roommate's laptop that I'm going to uh, try out with my home setup
Mm.
and see if I can, instead of buying a new PC, hopefully just rebuild my PC build into a laptop. It's going to cost a little bit more, but I can take it on the road with me.
Ah, sweet. That'd be cool.
Because then I can actually do some things. Like, I don't have a lot of time on the road, but
Mm.
like, I have a couple hours usually when I get there to relax, and instead of just watching Netflix, I could load up Kerbal or like a game. Like, I could actually load a proper game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You can just actually run on it. So,
so it gives me a little bit more options if I can make it comfortable to still use at home. Like, if I can,
mm,
it doesn't have enough video ports on it to run my 3 monitor setup that I have, but I should be able to run monitors off of my USB port.
yeah.
Um, and I only run 10K, 1080p, not 10K. Definitely don't run 10K. I only run 1080p. So from what I've read, is one USB port should be able to run my three 1080p monitors. It
Right.
should have the bandwidth for that. I know we're getting a little techie now, but from what I understand, it should have the bandwidth for a three. It should have the bandwidth for a 4K monitor, which is 4 times the resolution of a 1080p, which means I should be able to run three. Um, whether or not I can, if I can run them all off of one USB port, that would make my transition home simple.
Mm,
I'd plug in that USB port, maybe readjust the monitors each time, kind of thing, and then I could just unplug that USB port, take the laptop with me in the truck, take
mm.
the power cord and the USB and the laptop, and go. So I gotta probably buy the adapters, the USB adapters, and a USB splitter, a decent USB splitter, um, and see if that's gonna work. Because if I can get these 3 monitors to work with a laptop, I think that would make much more sense. It'll cost me quite a bit of money, but um, so you just sent a message about
I
the
just
law?
sent out the full. That's the full legal document for the Blizzard lawsuit.
Okay.
It's 30 pages. It's heavy reading, even if it's light in terms of it. Because to be honest, most of the allegations are in like the middle 5, 10 pages, and the rest of it's all legalese. But
Way to go. I was trying to lighten up the situation. You brought it back.
we'll lighten it up because I mean, to be fair, I just needed to finish off and just
Okay.
as to why there were the issues, or like just to see why the server issues in WoW might be part of this
Well, I heard
whole
that
lawsuit.
pretty much all development has now halted. Everybody is sort of
Yeah,
towards this lawsuit, either
sort of
being
in limbo.
rectified and stuff. Yeah, everything's just being held up right now. So there's
Yeah,
not really
and
much tech support and stuff like that.
yeah, social media for Activision Blizzard properties has basically gone radio silent. They did this with the whole Blitzchung scandal for Hearthstone last year or year before. My God, it just blends together.
Yeah.
Um, so that had happened, and the one of the main accusations was actually towards an ex-director of World of Warcraft at Blizzard, Alex Afrasiabi, who has got a couple of NPCs
Yeah,
and
I seen that.
items named after him in game, and people are finding drastic measures to get rid of said character and items from the game because they want him removed. Because the thing on this, and opinion pieces have come onto it, he was so instrumental for a lot of World of Warcraft that people are now feeling that it's tainted. He's in there. That was in the legal description, by the way. People joked about his office. They called it the Cosby Suite.
Wow. That's fucked up.
Just Yeah, just for those on there, if you're not aware, the Cosby Suite named after the disgraced comedian Bill Cosby.
who
Um,
was caught on, was actually charged for mistreating women, and I think
yeah,
he actually got
particularly
considered.
date rape, wasn't
Yeah,
it? And was,
yeah, it was.
so
I'm not getting into that because I don't know all the details on that, and I don't want to say anything
yeah, I mean
wrong. But
that's
I know
another
he
rabbit
was
hole that you don't
convicted
want to go
because
down.
he's in jail.
Convicted, but since released.
Oh, he's released.
Um,
I thought he was still in jail.
yes, early release due to mistrial purposes, but I expect that to
Oh dear.
happen again.
Yeah, well, people
Um,
with money, they get mistrials a lot. I've learned.
yeah,
They can afford really
funny
big
that, isn't it?
lawyers. They can afford really big lawyers. They can find loopholes.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Um, and then
Assholes.
and then yeah, and then finally on that, there isn't even a clear line between the executives at Activision Blizzard on whether these allegations are, disturbing or not. You've got like J. Allen Brack and like former Activision executives and Blizzard executives saying, "No, this is fucking disgusting. I'm sorry," you know, in that. And then you've got a former communication manager for George W. Bush saying, "What allegations? Nah, this is
What the
overblown.
fuck?
There's nothing going on at all." Well, in the legal response to the lawsuit, Activision Blizzard just turned around and said, "Oh, this is just state tyranny, isn't it? You're just trying to destroy businesses and stuff like that." It's like, fuck off. No, like seriously, fuck off.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. It's like ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, they'll probably try and make on the idea that Activision's not actually set up in California at all. They're set up in Germany, where all their taxes, so they don't have to pay taxes. That's another story, though. That's another time. So Terry, you wanted your little light-hearted story to
Yeah,
talk about before
it's
we discuss Steph's story.
it's just a little silly story. I'm gonna put a YouTube link to the video in chat.
Okay.
Um, and that link goes to a video where a Minecraft user uses 100 adorable oxalots, which is one of the new units, or one of the new, not units, one of the new like minion, like not, they're like a pet. It looks like it's a fish of some sort,
Yeah.
and he uses 100 of them to annihilate the Ender Dragon, which is still pretty much the end game boss. Um, and I'm trying to read this because it sounds like he might have used some sort of trickery in the game. I don't think they actually fight, so I think he.
From what I just saw very, very early on into the video, just to get the, what did you call them?
Oxalots, axolotls.
Oxalots. Um, to attack a villager, he punched it once, and they all just went, "Oh, father," and started like
Oh, so it looks like they
punching him as
work like
well.
wolves. I'm assuming he modded them to do that because I don't think they actually fight the same way as wolves. I think he might have modded his game. Uh,
You could basically just get
it's
him to fight.
yeah, an axolotl joins his army every 30 seconds, but how I don't know. Uh, I'm assuming he's modded it um, of some sort because
Mm.
I've never seen them hold weapons like they are in the image. Obviously, I can't click on the link or else it'll start playing audio through our
Yeah,
stream.
the thumbnail was just like,
Yeah, the thumbnail has them with a whole bunch of swords and bows and stuff. So, all right, and you wanted to hit your last news item?
yeah. So Steph had wanted something light because I did put in the news channel that we were going to be talking about the Blizzard, and that's probably the only bit of news that was worth talking about through it. Steph found something from Game Rant regarding the recent TennoCon event,
Oh yes, I've seen that article.
and yeah, apparently according to this, it was a record-breaking day.
Yeah, the
And
most viewers
headline
ever or
says
something.
concurrent viewers. Yeah, highest concurrent viewers or players online. So so let's just see if we can have a look on the article to find the actual numbers. Because surely the article would say numbers that go 540,000 concurrent viewers on Twitch. And it doesn't mention doesn't mention how many people were playing it at the time, but still, I guess 500,000 people watching the convention is a big one.
Yeah.
So so yeah, that's good on Digital Extremes.
Sweet.
And they're on there. I mean, they might be bought by Tencent, but at least they're still keeping the core values of Digital Extremes, which are actual good core values compared to some of the other things. Yeah, we'll just clip that so that someone can just shove that in my face when the inevitable story about Digital Extremes being a frat boy culture
Yeah.
comes along. Please
All
don't.
right.
Please don't.
Yeah. We
I'm
need one
happy.
good company out there.
Yeah, one good company, please. And Digital Extremes are good at that. So yeah, that's me.
All right. So, I guess that's the end of the news. So if you liked what you've seen, like, follow. You can even subscribe to our Twitch now.
Yep.
And you can you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us, like us, give us a thumbs up. Every bit helps.
Yep.
And you can send
And
us
we're
comments. And,
everywhere.
yeah, our audio versions of this podcast are available everywhere as well. But yeah, even send us negative comments. Tell us what you think we could do to improve. We'll take.
Constructive comments, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, nobody wants really negative, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to give us ideas and
We
pointers. We'll
yeah, we don't bite.
well, some of us do. That's a microphone. Don't eat that. All right. Well, have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye.